In 1985, deep in the woods near Bear Brook State Park in New Hampshire, 2 officers were called to investigate an abandoned barrel that had been discovered among the trees. At first glance, it looked ordinary, just another rusted barrel left behind in the wilderness. But when investigators opened it, they were met with a scene that would haunt the case for decades. Inside were the remains of a woman and a young girl. Authorities immediately launched an investigation, hoping to identify the victims and find whoever was responsible. But despite their efforts, the case quickly went cold. Years passed with no answers. The identities of the victims remained unknown, and the mystery seemed destined to remain unsolved forever. Then, in the year 2000, investigators returned to the area for another search. What they discovered would make the case even more disturbing. Hidden only a short distance from the first location was a second barrel. Inside were the remains of 2 more young girls. Now, investigators weren't dealing with a single murder case. They were dealing with 4 victims hidden in the same forest. For decades, nobody knew who the victims were or who had left them there. The case became one of America's most baffling mysteries. But as DNA technology advanced, investigators finally began uncovering the truth. The woman was identified as Marlise Honeychurch, and one of the young girls was identified as her daughter, Marie Vaughn. Another victim was later identified as Dawn Rasmussen, the biological daughter of the killer. The identities of the victims were finally being restored after years of uncertainty. The evidence eventually led investigators to a serial killer named Terry Rasmussen, a man who spent years traveling across the country using fake names and false identities to avoid detection. Because he constantly changed who he was, he became known as the Chameleon Killer. But perhaps the most horrifying discovery came later. Investigators concluded that one of the young girls found in the barrels was Rasmussen's own biological daughter. What started with a single abandoned barrel in the woods turned into one of the most chilling criminal investigations in American history, proving that sometimes the most disturbing discoveries are the ones hidden in plain sight. In 2016, a couple suddenly went missing, and police launched a massive search to find them. After following several leads, investigators were eventually led to a remote property in South Carolina. As officers searched the area, they came across a shipping container sitting alone on the property. Then they heard something disturbing. Banging noises were coming from inside. Realizing someone could be trapped, officers quickly forced the container open. What they found inside was shocking.
Go. Do you have any weapons? Coming through, okay? What's your name? What's your name? Right here.
Lauren. Gotcha. All right.
Just a girl.
Just a girl. How are you, honey?
This is bolt cutters.
This is our investigator. He's a paramedic.
A woman was alive inside the container, but she was chained up and being held captive. Take a look.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get you out of there. Okay.
Just hang loose for me.
Anybody got? I need a handcuff key. Do you know where your buddy is?
Charlie?
Yes.
He shot him.
He shot him.
Who did?
Todd Colehep shot Charlie Carver 3 times in the chest, wrapped him in a blue tarp, put him in the bucket of the tractor, locked me down here, and I've never seen him again. Okay. He says he's dead and buried. He says there's several bodies dead and buried out here, and he says that the dogs will be ruined if they go looking because there's red pepper.
We're gonna step you up, sweet. Because there's what?
Red pepper.
Okay. Tell the dog people that.
After being rescued, the woman told investigators that the man responsible was Todd Colehep. Her testimony exposed a horrifying series of crimes that had remained hidden for years. As police dug deeper into the case, they uncovered evidence linking Colehep to multiple murders, including the disappearance of Charlie Carver. In the end, investigators connected him to 7 murders, turning what began as a missing persons case into one of the most disturbing discoveries ever made on a remote property. A famous hiker and social media personality named Joshua McCartney, who has over 1 million followers across social media, was exploring deep in the forest when he stumbled upon the ruins of an old house. At first, he assumed it was simply another abandoned building. Curious, he decided to go inside and explore. But what he found was far more disturbing than he expected. Take a look.
Creepy. There is photos, the same person up on the wall. There's so many photos on the floor everywhere. Someone is living in there, and I think someone is stalking people.
Just look at this. Scattered throughout the house were thousands of photographs. Many of them appeared to show women, and some seemed to have been taken without the subjects knowing. There were also photos of men, along with a strange makeshift bed hidden inside the ruins. The discovery immediately raised disturbing questions. Who had been living there, and why were they collecting so many photographs of strangers? While nobody knows the full story behind the house, one thing is certain. Whoever spent time there left behind something deeply unsettling. The next video also comes from Joshua, so credit once again goes to him. While exploring a remote mountain range, Joshua came across an old church hidden deep in the wilderness. From the outside, it looked ancient but beautiful, almost like something frozen in time. Naturally, he decided to take a closer look. At first, nothing seemed unusual, but then he noticed an open door at the back of the church. Curious, he stepped inside, and what he found next is something most people would never expect. Take a look. Inside the room were countless human bones stored in wooden containers. Not dozens, not hundreds, thousands. Even more unsettling, the bones appeared to be carefully organized into separate sections. One area contained skulls, while other sections were filled with different parts of the human skeleton. The deeper he looks, the more disturbing the discovery became. Realizing what he was standing among, Joshua decided it was probably time to leave. A man and his family were hiking through a remote area when they came across a dark cave hidden in the landscape. The children were curious and kept asking if they could go inside. Eventually, the entire family decided to explore it. At first, they noticed a few bones scattered around the cave floor. It's unclear whether the bones belonged to animals or humans. The cave stretched deep underground, and parts of it were partially flooded with water. As they continued further inside, the atmosphere became increasingly unsettling. Then, according to the man who recorded the experience, they came across something truly disturbing. Take a look.
I'm a bit scared.
There's a paw print. So something has been in here not long ago. There's another big bone here.
Can we go back?
Should we go back?
Couple of dead bodies and everyone panicked.
He claims that deeper inside the cave, they discovered what appeared to be two bodies. The moment they saw them, the family decided they had seen enough and immediately turned around and left the cave. Whatever was actually down there remains unclear, but one thing is certain. Exploring remote caves without proper equipment or knowledge can be extremely dangerous. You've been watching Night Archives.